Every single one of our closest relatives is covered in fur. Chimps, gorillas, orangutans, every primate on Earth, basically, except us. We're one of the only mammals on the planet that walks around essentially naked. And for over a century, scientists have been arguing about why. Today there are at least 5 competing theories, and honestly, we're still not 100% sure which one is right. Somewhere between 1 and 2 million years ago, our ancestors in the genus Homo started shedding their coats. We know this partly from genetics. Humans actually still have almost as many hair follicles as chimpanzees. About 5 million of them. We didn't lose the follicles. We just lost the thick hair growing out of them, replaced by thin, practically invisible vellus hair. So this wasn't about becoming bald. It was a specific evolutionary trade, swapping insulation for bare skin. And that trade must have been worth something huge, because losing fur is, on paper, a terrible idea. The leading theory is called the Savanna hypothesis, or the body cooling hypothesis. Here's the idea. As our ancestors moved from shady forests onto the hot, open savanna, they started hunting by endurance, chasing prey for hours in the midday heat until the animal literally collapsed from heat exhaustion. Most animals can't sweat efficiently through fur, but humans have up to 5 million sweat glands, way more than any other primate, and bare skin lets that sweat actually evaporate and cool the blood. A furry, upright human in the noon sun would have overheated fast. A hairless one could keep running. A 2011 study modeling this found that endurance running in that heat basically requires either losing fur or dying of heat stroke. It's currently the most widely accepted theory, but it's not the only one. Evolutionary biologist Mark Pagel has a very different theory. He points out that fur is basically a 5-star hotel for parasites, ticks, lice, biting flies, and those parasites carry diseases that can kill you. Malaria, Lyme disease, sleeping sickness. Once early humans could build fires, make shelters, and wear clothes when needed, going naked stopped being a survival risk and started being a way to starve out the parasites living on them. And here's the twist. Pagel argues that once bare skin meant fewer parasites, it also became sexually attractive. A hairless mate signaled a healthier mate. So natural selection and sexual selection may have reinforced each other, snowballing the trait through the population. Here's a stranger one. Neuroscientist Mark Changizi noticed something odd about human eyes. We have a third type of color-detecting cone that most mammals lack, one specifically tuned to pick up subtle changes in skin tone, a blush of anger, a flush of attraction, a greenish tinge that might mean illness. None of that is visible through fur. Changizi's theory is that losing facial hair let humans read each other's emotional and health states at a glance, an entirely new communication channel that fur-covered animals simply don't have access to. Then there's the most controversial theory of all, the aquatic ape hypothesis. It suggests that 6 to 8 million years ago, our ancestors went through a semi-aquatic phase, spending long stretches foraging in shallow water. Fur is a terrible insulator underwater. It gets waterlogged and useless. The theory argues we lost it the same way whales and dolphins did, and kept extra body fat instead, the same way other aquatic mammals do. It's a fun idea, and it would explain a few odd things about human anatomy, but there's almost no fossil evidence to support it, and most scientists consider it fringe at this point. Whatever the real reason was, it wasn't a total hair loss. We kept hair in 3 key places, and each one might explain a piece of the puzzle. Head hair likely stuck around to shield the brain from direct sun. It actually creates an insulating air pocket between the scalp and the hot outside air. Hair in the armpits and groin probably helps spread pheromones and reduce friction while walking or running, which notably still fits the endurance running theory. Recent genetic research has even found a specific protein called DKK2 that seems to physically block hair growth in areas like the palms and soles. Scientists don't think it's the whole answer, but it's a real clue about the biological switch that got flipped. So which theory is correct? Honestly, probably all of them a little. Most researchers today think fur loss wasn't caused by one single pressure, but by several advantages stacking on top of each other. Better cooling for endurance hunting, fewer disease-carrying parasites, clearer emotional signals, and sexual preference reinforcing whichever mutation showed up first. It's one of the strangest trades in our evolutionary history. We gave up a built-in coat in exchange for endurance, communication, and eventually, the ability to invent our own coats whenever we needed one. If you found this as strange as we did, subscribe for more videos exploring the weird science behind being human. Sources for everything in this video are linked below. See you in the next one.